Hi guys, today I will show you how I created this animation of a character from the anime Dandadan in Procreate Dreams. I will show you how the illustration should be prepared, and then we will animate all the parts in order. We will make a blinking animation for the glare on the glasses, and also small movements of all the other parts. Let's go! I have already prepared this animation in advance. First, let's look at the properties that I set for this animation. So, here frame per second to 15, duration to 3. Okay, now let's look at each track separately. In general, it is ideal to always break the character into different layers as much as possible. This allows you to animate individual parts easier and faster. It is also important that full duration is applied to each of the frames. That is, each frame should perform the entire length on the timeline. Let's look at the tracks that I have. The first group is hand. It consists of a blue overlay and a group with a hand. The hand consists of separate groups for each finger, and also the palm. The next group is glasses. There are separate layers for the temples of the glasses. Frames for both eyes. The middle of the glasses. The lower orange outline and the fill for the glasses separately for each eye. It is important here that this is a white fill with transparency applied, but we will return to this when we make the animation. The next group is clothes. We will not look into it much, since we will not add animation to it. The next group is hair. It also consists of overlay and base. Next is a group with eyebrows. The next group is eyes. They consist of highlights, pupils, black outline, fill on the iris, and eyeballs. Okay, the next group is the nose and mouth. Here too, everything is on separate layers. Next is this group with the face. And one more group is the ears. Okay guys, this is how you need to prepare your illustration in order to continue. Now let's move on to the blinking animation. To do this, let's hide the glasses group and find the eyes group. Expand it. The hand can also be hidden. Okay, here we will use frame-by-frame animation, but using masks. Let's first go to frame 8, to the track with the outline. This is where we will start the animation. Let's call the action panel and click Edit, Split. We see that our group has split into 2. Let's do the same for the next frame. Okay, now let's move the last part to form empty frames between them. Go to Draw and Paint mode. Let's redraw our frame. I'm folding the panel in Flipbook. In order to see the neighboring frames better, let's click on the timer and select Edit Onion Skin. Here you can increase the transparency and choose a different color. Great. Now let's start drawing how the eye closes. We draw with a small step. So far, only the basic outline. We move to the next frame. Here we also continue moving down. Next frame. And now we draw a completely closed eye. Next, we draw the opening of the eye. You can focus on the frames with the base. And here it is finally, the last frame. Let's look at the preview. It seems to me that the speed is too slow. So let's delete one of the frames so that the closing of the eye is faster. And also one frame at the moment of opening the eye. Look at the preview. Okay, I like it better this way. Let's do the same, but for the other eye. I focus on the right eye, we draw the same lines. Look at the preview. Well, now let's draw the final outline. I thicken the line, add eyelashes. You need to focus on our first frame. Also, don't forget to draw a fold for the eye. Okay, repeat this for each frame, for the right and left eye. Look at the preview, it looks great. Next, we need to finish the rest of the eye. Find the layer with the iris. I already have a mask set up, so do the same. Hold down the layer, select Mask, Clipping Mask. And now go to the layer with the eyeball. Call the Action panel, click Edit, Split. Also on the 8th frame like last time, and the same on the 14th frame. Okay, you can delete the middle. Now let's duplicate the frame, select the previous one, and start erasing the eyeball, where it goes beyond the boundaries. Next, by duplicating the frame, we reduce the shape. Repeat this for each frame. Since we have a mask set up, the iris will also not be visible. And let's also set a mask for the pupil and glare. Look at the preview. Okay, let's look at the preview with the glasses on. I think it looks good. Now let's move on to animating the glasses. First, let's make a basic movement. Call the Action panel, select Move, Move and Scale. We have the first keyframe set. Now go to the very end of the animation and set another keyframe. First, let's add a contraction. On the 3rd frame, we raise the glasses up a little, just a little. Now on the 8th frame, we move the glasses down. Okay, now the glasses will rise up. For this, we move the keyframe from the last frame to about the 14th. Watch the preview. Let's add a little bounce, move the last frame by 1 second, and on the 14th, make a small bounce up. Watch the preview. It looks great. Now let's add movement to the eyebrows. Find the right group, call the Action panel, select Move, Move and Scale. And now we'll set another keyframe somewhere at 1 second and 7. Let's go back to the beginning. On the 4th frame, we raise the eyebrows a little higher. On the 11th frame, we lower them down. We move the last keyframe by about a second. We look at the preview. Now we find the layer with the nose and mouth. We also call the action panel. Select Move, Move, and Scale. We also set the keyframe somewhere after a second. On the 4th frame, we raise the group up, and on the 10th, we lower it down. We look at the preview. So, now we go to the group with the ears. Here we also set Move and Scale by analogy. Now on the 7th frame somewhere, we move the ears up. Look at the preview. Well, now we move the eyes. We also apply Move and Scale to the group. On the 7th frame, we move the eyes down. We look at what we got. Okay, let's add a little movement to the hair. Here, everything is by analogy. We set keyframes, and somewhere on the 8th frame, we move the hair down, just a little. It's time to turn on the layer with the hand. Here we also need to add movement. First, let's click on the 3 dots while in default mode, and select the Edit Anchor menu item. Pointer needs to be moved to the base of the hand. Click Done. Now we also apply Move and Scale, set basic keyframes. On the 4th frame, let's click on any of the points near the frame. Here the rotation control appears. Let's raise the hand a little higher. On the 8th frame, we rotate the hand down. Look at the preview. Okay, the hand moves behind the glasses. What's next? Let's add a little movement to each of the fingers. By analogy, I call Move and Scale on individual fingers. Here it is also important to select an anchor point and set it at the base of the finger. Now we add a little rotation. And we need to repeat this for the other fingers. Here it is important to make the animation slightly different in timing to create the effect that the fingers move independently of each other. We repeat for the other 2 fingers. Preview. Guys, let's finally move on to creating glare on the glasses. First, find the glass layer. Here you can see that the transparency is applied via the action panel at 40%. Let's add another keyframe, somewhere around the 9th, and somewhere around the 4th, we'll put another one. Here we change the transparency to 100. We do the same for the second glass. Let's see how it looks in the preview. Let's move the keyframes a little on the timeline. Gorgeous. Now we go to Draw and Paint mode. I choose white and create a new track. Here I draw a large rectangle that intersects the glass. And fill it with color. Apply full duration to the frame. Now in the menu, select Mask, Clipping Mask, our mask merged with the layer because the colors are not different. Let's add a blue fill. Next, apply Move and Scale. On the first frame, move the strip up. Next, on the 7th frame, move the strip down. And on the 12th frame, we move it back up. Now we apply transparency via the Action panel. Let's see. Okay, let's make this animation a little slower. Like this. Actually, I think orange will look more interesting. So I recolor the stripe. Now we need to duplicate the layer. But to make it visible, I shorten the frame a little and click Duplicate. Now we move the duplicate over the second glass. All that remains is to move the keyframe so that it matches the first glass. This is the animation we got today. Guys, tell me how you like today's animation. You can repeat it for any characters. Tag me on Instagram if you make similar animations based on my video tutorials. You can buy sponsorship on my channel and get the source of this and all my other animations. Link in the description. That's all for today. Thank you all very much and good luck with the animation. See you in the next videos.